I am starting to get to the point where I am amazed at myself. I am beyond, I love it at this point. Hello everyone and welcome to Cricketing with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. Look what I made, you guys. And you know I'm gonna say I love it. I love it. I used Siser EasyColor DTV and 3D puff vinyl from Atlanta Vinyl, and I put the two together to make this shirt, and I cannot wait to share this process with you because you know I love it. Now, there are a few steps in this tutorial. This tutorial is jam-packed with information. I had to use Canva. Will you have to use Canva? No. I use Microsoft Word. Will you have to use Microsoft Word? Maybe. I use Cricut Design Space. Will you have to use Cricut Design Space? No. I'm going to show you my full process, and then at the end, you can do it the way that works best for you. I'm going to show you all the materials. I'm going to show you how I printed the image, how I downloaded, how I uploaded, how I found the right font, all of it, every single thing, because I want you to be informed. At the end of this tutorial, if you find it helpful, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. So without further ado, let's look at the materials and then we will do all the other things. Okay, you ready? Let's get started. The materials I'm going to use for this project include my Cricut Maker. However, you could use any Cricut cutting machine because you're only cutting the vinyl. I'm going to use one Teflon sheet, my pen weeding tool, a green standard grip mat, purple 3D puff vinyl that I purchased from Atlanta Vinyl, one sheet of Siser EasyColor DTV, and I use my Cricut cutter to cut away the white along the edge of the photo. I'm also going to use my StarCraft 15 by 15 clamshell heat press, and the printer that I'm using is my Canon MX470 printer. It is not a sublimation ready printer. Okay, so without further ado, let's head over to the computer and I'll show you how I found the image to download. The first thing I'm going to do is navigate to Google as my search engine, and I'm going to do a Google search for Purple Rain. So I'm just going to type in Purple Rain. Okay, and I am going to look up here at my options. I see the option for videos, images, news, shopping, more. I'm going to navigate to the option for images, and then I'm going to click on, let me see what more gives me. Okay, I'm going to click on tools, and I'm going to select the option for usage rights, and I'm looking for my options within the Creative Commons licenses. Okay, because I definitely want to use images that are within the Creative Commons licenses. That means they are open and free from any of the copyright infringement. Okay, so I am going to just kind of navigate and look through these images, and if you are familiar with the movie Purple Rain, you know who starred in that movie, and you'll know why I am looking for images under this category. So of course, as I'm navigating, I see this image right here and it catches my eye, and I see the image of Prince, and he is dearly missed. And I can see that this has a very high resolution because when I look right here, I can see that it is 1024 by 576. Those are pixels, and that is a very high resolution image. Anything over 300 by 300 is a good quality image. Okay, so it says get this image on Flickr, and let me click on Flickr and see what that means. Okay, Flickr, let's close that out. Okay, so in Flickr, there are several, they have lots and lots of images that you can just use for your own personal use. I'm going to close this out. And okay, it says some rights reserved. This picture was taken in 2012, or this was, maybe it was uploaded in 2012. Viewing privacy, it is public, it is safe to use. Okay, and let's see what these some rights reserved. Okay, it says that I am free to share this image, copy and redistribute it, and the material in any medium or format. And I'm also free to adapt it, remix, transform, and build upon the material for any purpose, even commercially. Okay. So I know that this is an image that is okay for me to use. So what I'm going to do is click download, and I want to download this image in its original form. And I see it right here at the bottom left of my screen. Okay, and I can open it up, and I absolutely love this. And I want to make sure that it is saved somewhere that I will actually be able to find it. So I'm going to click save as, and I'm going to save this on my desktop as, I'm just going to save it as purple. Okay, and now it is there on my desktop, and I know how to get back to it. Now I'm in Canva, and what I'm going to do is upload the image that I just downloaded from Google. I'm going to go to custom size right here. I'm going to change the pixels to inches, and I'm going to create a size that it has a width of 11 inches and a height of 8.5. I want to click create new design. This gives me a standard size sheet of paper. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and upload the image. You'll see that it's already uploaded right here on my left, but I'm going to upload it again for the purpose of this tutorial. I'm going to click upload files. I'm going to navigate to my desktop where that file is saved. Remember, it was called purple. I'm going to click open. So I'm uploading it again. I'm going to click on the file, and when it is added to the sheet, you'll see that it doesn't take up the full sheet. However, I'm going to right click on the image and set it as the background. So now the full image takes up the sheet of paper. I'm going to name this, I'm just going to call it Purple 2. And I am going to click share. I am going to click download, and I'm going to download this image from Canva to my, it's just going to my downloads folder. And as you can see, now it is changed to a PNG. It is no longer a JPEG, which it was before when I downloaded it from the Google site. Okay, so now I am going to go over to Microsoft Word and open a new document and upload Purple 2 into Microsoft Word. I am in Microsoft Word, and the first thing I'm going to do is change the layout of my document. Right now, the way that I'm looking at my document, the layout is in portrait mode, but because my image is wider than it is tall, I'm going to change the layout to the orientation of my image to landscape mode. So I'm going to click on layout here at the top of my screen, and I'm going to navigate to the orientation and change it to landscape. That makes my paper wider. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is stretch out these margins. I want to wait for that arrow, like the double arrow, to appear. I can see the double arrow on my screen. I'm going to stretch the margin all the way out as far as it will go on both sides. And I'm also going to stretch the arrows out as far as they will go at the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to click insert, and I'm going to click picture, and I'm going to click this device, and I'm going to insert the picture that I just downloaded. Remember, that one was called Purple 2, and it's still in my documents, in my downloads. Okay, so it's called Purple 2. It's a PNG file. I'm going to click that. I'm going to click insert, and you can see it fills up the whole page, and that's exactly what I wanted it to do. Okay. Now, if you don't have Canva, if you're not familiar with Canva, if you don't feel comfortable about using Canva, you don't have to do it this way. You can just let me go and add another page. Well, let me start again and click blank document. I can change the layout. I'm still going to change the layout to landscape. I can still just wait for those arrows and stretch out my margins, because there's always more than one way to do something, right? So you don't have to use Canva. I just prefer to use Canva. Let's say you're not familiar with Canva and you don't want to use it. You can still insert the picture from this device. Now remember, that image was called Purple 2, and that's from Canva. but I also downloaded that image just to my desktop, and I saved it as just purple. Okay, and I can click on purple and I can insert it, and you can see that it's not big enough to take up the whole page. I can click on wrap text and I can choose the tight option, so I can kind of move the picture as much as I want to. And then I can play with the size of the picture to make it taller or bigger than I want it to, big as I want it to be. I will definitely suggest you keep the lock aspect ratio on, because you don't want the image to be warped in any way. Okay, you want the ratio to stay exactly like it is, and I would not uncheck that. Now, but if you wanted to make the height a little bit bigger, let's say I wanted the height to be, right at 8.29, I can click OK, and you see what it does to the picture. Okay, so it kind of fills up the page, but it cuts off a little bit of that image. That's why I prefer to use Canva, but you can do this any way that works best for you. Okay, so I'm going to close this because I don't really need this one. I have the image that I already want, and now I am ready to click print. I'm going to go to File. I'm going to choose Print. I'm going to print this from my Canon MX470 printer. This is not a sublimated image, and I am not going to mirror this. I'm going to click on my printer properties. I'm going to choose Photo Paper Matte, and my print quality will be high. I'm going to click OK. Okay, and I will show you how I'm going to get this printed from my Canon MX470 printer. I am going to put one sheet of the EasyColor DTV in that black printer at the bottom. That printer is not used for sublimation. It is a regular inkjet printer. So I'm going to put the paper in with the whitest side face down. So I have like a darker side and a really white side. I'm going to put the white side face down in the printer. Now this is the printed image from the Siser EasyColor DTV, and I can already tell you that I love it and I'm super excited. Now you see that when I was in Microsoft Word, it looked like the whole page was taken up, but there still leaves a white border around it. So what I'm going to do is cut this border off. I'm going to use my Cricut trimmer. That's my printer finishing up. I'm going to use my Cricut trimmer to cut the border off. To open a new tab, and I just did a Google search for Purple Rain font, and I wanted to find one that was on DaFont because I knew if I found one there, it would be free. So I clicked on DaFont.com, Prince Purple Rain font, and I can see that someone else was already looking for a font like this, and the suggested font was one that's called Still Time. When I clicked on that font, I can see what this font will look like, and I fell in love with it, okay? And I can see by looking over here on the right that this font is 100% free, and I can donate to the author if I choose. However, I can just download the font. If I want to, I can see that this font has been downloaded 393,000 times. So if I click on download, I can see there is a zipped file right here in the bottom left of my screen. I can click that, and I can click here to read this file that gives me more information about the font, because what I want to know is if this font is free for commercial use. Okay, so I'm going to double click that, and it says, thanks for downloading a free font from Typodermic Fonts Incorporated. This font is free for commercial use. And it tells you to read the attached license, and it tells you things that it is allowed, that are allowed for use with this font. I am going to click download. I can see that the folder is being, it's a zipped file down here in the bottom left of my screen. I'm going to click extract all. I'm going to click browse. I'm going to go to my DaFont fonts. I have a folder already created for this file. I'm going to click select folder, and I'm going to click extract. And you can see that I already had it downloaded. Now I am going to double click on the font, and I am going to click install. Okay, it says still time regular is already installed. Do you want to replace it? I'm just going to click yes to show you this process. And I am going to close this out and go to Cricut Design Space. I am in Cricut Design Space and I'm connected to my Cricut Maker. I'm going to click on New Project and I'm going to make sure that that font is already here in Cricut Design Space because I need it. I'm going to go ahead and type in the words purple rain. Okay. And I'm looking for a font that is called Still Time. Remember, it is a system font. It's definitely not a Cricut font. I'm going to go up here and go to my system font. I'm just going to type in the word still. Okay. And there it is, Still Time. And there is the font and it looks amazing. And what I'm going to do is just grab a template. I'm going to grab a t-shirt template because I want to make sure that this font is not going to look too big on my shirt. The shirt that I'm using is going to be a women's or just like a women's short sleeve medium shirt. And of course, the color of the shirt is black. And I want this font to be purple. Okay, and let me make this bigger, much bigger, not that big, but you get my point. Okay, and definitely even not that big. Let me bring the view up on my screen to right at 50%. Okay, so I know the size of the image is 11 by 8.5, and I don't want the font or the text to overshadow the image, but I do want it big enough. So I think I want the width to be right at 11. I can upload the image just to see what it will look like once I put the whole thing together. Remember that image was called Purple 2, and we all know that I can't print this from Cricut Design Space because it'll be too big, but just for the purpose of seeing what it will all look like together, I'm going to upload it here. Okay, let's see. All right, let me bring my view down to, I'll just bring it down to right there. Ooh, I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to change the size of that. I'm going to change the width to 11. And that's fine if the height is like that. That looks fantastic. It looks amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and just hide this image because of course I can't print it anyway, but I will be able to print my purple rain. And you know what, you guys, I'm kind of feeling like I don't like that purple coming down like that. What I'm going to do is type that again. I'm going to type purple rain again. And I am going to change the color of it to purple. Look at me changing purple rain to purple. Okay, and let me look at that one more time. Okay, so I'm going to weld it just like that. And I am going to still bring the width down to 11. And I'm going to delete this one because I just don't, I'm really not feeling it. I don't like that one that much. Okay, so now I am ready to click Make It. Okay, I'm going to click Make It, and I am using the 3D puff vinyl from Atlanta Vinyl, and of course it's still considered as heat transfer vinyl, so I do need to mirror this. I'm going to click Continue, and I am going to cut this on the adhesive vinyl setting or the premium vinyl setting. Okay, I'm going to choose premium vinyl as my setting, and I am going to get my mat and get my vinyl loaded on the mat, and everything that I'm going to do from here will be back on the camera. I have my puff vinyl on my mat, and according to the instructions, you cut it with the color side facing down and the white side facing up. I'm going to cut this on the premium vinyl cut setting. I'm using a Cricut Maker. However, you could do this from any Cricut cutting machine. This is still vinyl. Okay, I'm going to get this cut out. I am going to be using a 100% cotton white shirt for this project. And what I'm going to do first is go ahead and do a pre-press down the middle and get a crease. My heat press is set to 315 degrees because that is the setting that I'm going to use for the DTV or direct to vinyl. So I'm going to press that first. Okay. And what I'm going to do next is remove the backing from the DTV. So the image is here. I have cut away all of the white away from the image, so there's no white left on here. And really, I could have left the white. I thought I was going to be putting this on a black shirt, but change of plans. So I'm going to put this on a white shirt. So I really didn't need to cut away the white because you wouldn't have been able to see it anyway. So now I'm going to remove the DTV from the backing, and I'm not going to use a mask because this is just one solid image. So I'm just peeling it away from the backing. And I'm going to press the DTV onto the white shirt on 315 degrees for 15 seconds. And I'm just leaving enough space for the purple rain, for the words to go at the top. Okay, I am going to put a sheet of Teflon on top. Amazing, amazing and beautiful. Amazing and beautiful. Okay, so this, wow, this is how the shirt looks before I add the words Purple Rain. Hopefully you can see that. Look at that. And because DTV can be pressed multiple times, I decided to press the DTV on the shirt before I press the puff vinyl. I only want to press that one time. The recommended settings for the puff vinyl from Atlanta Vinyl. This is 3D puff. The recommended temperature is 290 degrees to 320 degrees. I'm going to keep mine on 315 degrees. And the recommended time is 8 to 15 seconds. I'm going to keep it on 15 seconds. And it is a warm peel. So I'm going to place it where I want it to go, just right above the photo and as centered as possible. And I think this is going to look amazing. I am so excited about this. I am going to put a big sheet of Teflon on top of both. I'm going to increase the pressure because it's heavy pressure for the puff. And I'm going to press this for 15 seconds. Looks OMG. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look, look. Let me zoom it out so you can get a better view. Let me zoom it out so you can get a better view. Look. Look at this. Look at that puff. That is amazing. And you know what I'm going to say. I love it. I love it. And I cannot wait, oh my goodness, to hear what you think about it. Let me know if you are going to make this exact shirt, or if you have another artist in mind with another phrase in mind. If you are going to use puff vinyl or regular vinyl or glitter vinyl or flock, let me know your thoughts. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts below. At any rate, thank you so much for joining me today. And please let me know if you found this tutorial helpful. Please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications, because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.